Hello, and welcome to the About Healing podcast, a show created for those on or awakening into their spiritual journeys, and who are ready, wanting, and learning how to heal themselves. I am your host, About Healing medium and certified spiritual healer, Sheree Buckman. It is my purpose to guide others to the path of self-healing and to inspire those on their spiritual journeys in finding their truths. Join me as I share my experience and unfiltered perspective in healing, as well as the incredible wisdom of the loving energy that guides us. Let's begin. Well, hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. Again, I'm your host, About Healing medium, Sheree Buckman. And my beautiful producer, Ms. Copper Yanger, has decided to ignore everybody today and say that she doesn't want to talk. I had to shout that out today since she's like, I'm going to mute. I don't need to be on this one. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell everybody you said that. Just a fun way to get the episode started because it is part of my process and my flow is to bring up Copper. So she cannot take that away from me, even if she doesn't want to speak. Well, good morning, Copper.
See, and then I try to say good morning back to you and you're like, you can't talk now.
You only said that because you muted. I was like, oh, nope, she's muted me again.
I'm like, I want to talk all the time. She just silences me. I'm kidding.
Though I have to draw her out, which is interesting because Copper is a podcaster by nature and loves to talk. But when it comes to this, she's like, man, maybe I get too serious or too sappy or give her too many compliments and she can't handle it. She's like, no, we're done.
I'm just over here doodling.
You're focusing so you can edit later.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not editing this. You're keeping yourself in.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave Ms. Copper alone and I'll let her get back to whatever she wanted to do and the reason she didn't want to be in this episode. But I drew her out and so you're welcome, everybody. So to kind of get back into the business, I just wanted to share here for this week as a reminder that, the About Healing shop, Shop A, because that's how I write it in my beautiful work here. And you'll find it on my website, About Healing Medium. I have a shop there. And in the shop, I am selling healing items. A lot of them are kind of like healing crystal sets, depending and individualized for different traumas or ailments. So anxiety, finding self-love, forgiveness, things like that are in there. And there's even an intuitive package where I create a crystal healing set just for you individually and for your vibrational needs. So I bring this up too because this is actually under construction. While there are only just a few items available in here, that we are working very much behind the scenes in building and bringing more products here. Everything that will be in the shop will be about healing. So whether it is going to be products that are supporting the podcast, that might be in there. Okay. There might be some of those coming, but I will be adding some more beautiful items. It is coming soon. So just kind of wanted to put that out there. So keep a lookout for that. So let's get into the topic for this week. Oh, I don't know why. Writing this episode, for some reason, it just really maybe it opened up my heart chakra a little bit more. It was something that I became more aware and just kind of really tapped into that space. And it really brought me into this very calm and this very just kind of loving state. And I have been enjoying this energy. And so I really hope you enjoy all the information I'm about to bring forward to you on the heart chakra. And just as a reminder, as I am researching and the information that I chose to share, this is nowhere near all of the information on these chakras. I am just bringing what I feel and what I am guided to share with you as beginning knowledge to understand how these chakras work and what they do. Please go in and do further research if you're so drawn. There's so much more out there. So let's focus in on the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is the fourth chakra in our main chakra system. Okay, this is 4 out of the 7. And this is located in the middle of the chest. So this isn't necessarily where your actual physical heart lies, which would be on your left side, right? So this one's in the center of the chest, between the breastbone and the rib cage, okay, center, between your lungs. This is where that chakra stays, or lives, or burns, or twirls, or whatever description we want to put in its resting spot there. So this chakra, it is absolutely not a surprise that the heart chakra is about our ability to love. It's about the ability to love unconditionally at that. It is about our compassion and joy and our sense of inner peace. This is also the center for our empathy and forgiveness. The amazing thing about this chakra too is that it is the gateway to the divine. This is where we find our connection to our soul and our higher selves, is right here in this center chest space. This is also the gatekeeper of our emotions, which makes this a very important and powerful center. It is also the bridge between our lower and upper chakras. And there's a big difference there. It is the difference from our more basic human functions, which is our lower chakras, is our upper chakras are more of our spiritual aspects and greater knowledge. So this is that bridge of that change, right? Where we're going. So this system, the heart chakra system, fully develops between the ages of 22 and 28 years old, right? This is kind of when we're bonding more in romantic relationships through more of that affection and intimacy. So this is where it becomes fully developed. So this is an interesting chakra. Now that we're moving our way up, this is the first one that we have discussed that actually has two colors that describe the chakra. And you'll see it a lot when you see like chakra flags or the chakra pictures. You're going to see it in its traditional green, that emerald green. But pink is also a color for the heart chakra. And depending on you and how aware you are of your chakra, you might feel or see the chakra in one shade or the other. It is not even uncommon where you might see it in both. Some people can see it like in green and outlined in pink or vice versa. And there is nothing wrong here. And whatever color you see it to be, even if it's different than everybody else, you need to trust that instinct. I have different chakras, which we'll get to eventually, that mine are different than its traditional stated colors. Okay. So pink and green are the colors of the heart chakra. And the statement for this chakra is, I love. So we're going to talk about the elements associated to the heart chakra, this is an air element, okay? The air element is part of the heart chakra. And the sense associated with it is touch, okay? So the touch and the skin is all a part of the element here. In astrology, so the zodiac sign for the heart chakra is Libra, and its planet is Venus. And the cardinal direction is related to the heart chakra is east. Okay, so let's get into the physical body parts that associates with the heart chakra. So in here, we are going heart, blood, the circulatory system, the chest cavity, which is including the lungs, rib cage, thymus, and even the breasts and milk ducts, as well as the shoulders, your arms, and your hands. Okay, these are all parts in there. And then if we're talking about glands, guess what? Your heart is also considered a gland and an organ because it produces a hormone, oxytocin. This is that love hormone. So this is all in there. So as before with our previous episodes in the chakras, I do like to start with the illnesses. These are the illnesses that when our heart chakra is blocked, and for long periods of time, and depending on how much heaviness we're holding and not allowing energy to flow, this one is more severe stuff. It causes more severe physical reactions and ailments. Some of them are including respiratory and breathing related issues, including asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia. This is also like breast and lung cancer, and diseases. There's a whole list of diseases associated here, like the heart, lung, lymph, and immune system types, as well as a few disorders. Actually, it's not just a few. There are several disorders in here, like lupus, Crohn's, Addison's, Lyme, Even type 1 diabetes are associated with the illnesses with the heart chakra, and anxiety and panic disorders. So you may begin to notice that these illnesses are becoming more severe compared to our lower chakras that we have covered thus far. This has to do with the heart chakra being the center of our emotions. That is why this makes it such a powerful and extremely important chakra, because this has to do with the relationship between the emotions and our physical health. Today, more than ever, it is becoming more associated, even in the medical community, that our emotions are tied to our physical well-being. Holding your emotions in and not allowing them their fullest expressions creates toxic energy in your body, and it will eventually secrete or overflow or create this little bit of chaotic energy through illnesses, creating these ailments, which are really just forms of trying to get your attention to go within and not only take care of yourself physically, but also emotionally, because the emotional part is the root. It is the root to healing even our physical ailments. So while I say this, I feel like I should definitely put a disclaimer here, even though we are talking about these chakras and we're talking about a lot of these physical ailments and illnesses. Please always, 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 always listen to medical advice before anything else. Because more likely than not, it's just a mixture of taking your medical advice and doing what you need to do by professional doctors who are there to help with the physical body and doing what it needs to do to get you better. But to keep maybe things from coming back or having repeated illnesses or over and over again, now we need to go in within and start dealing with the emotional parts, right? Healing from the inside. So let's talk about what it looks like when we have a healthy heart chakra, right? Because that was probably a little scary talking about those illnesses. But the heart chakra, when we have a healthy heart chakra, these heart-centered individuals have the ability to love unconditionally, like truly unconditional. They are joyful, self-aware, confident, and naturally intuitive and empathic. They are able to refresh their stagnant energy by getting out of their routines and finding new perspectives. Really good at self-guidance here. Those with a healthy and balanced heart chakra offer good judgment, compassion, motivation, and acceptance for themselves and the outside world around them. So now, kind of rolling into what a blocked chakra looks like, let's start with an underactive chakra. What does this look like in behaviors or, descriptors of a person who has an underactive chakra? These are people that are not feeling loved or suffering from love, having the inability to forgive others, probably having poor coping skills, and probably not able to kind of share their honest feelings, emotions, things like that. Probably withdrawing from everybody and anything, including isolation, feeling victimized, defensive, and bitter, and probably a lot of grief, despair, and depression, and an underactive chakra. Now, on the other side of that coin, we have an overactive chakra, and it's spinning faster and faster, more than it should be. This is actually where you get more of an inflated ego. You're getting that stubbornness, narcissism, self-centeredness. They're manipulative and jealousy runs in there too. That's part of that inflamed ego. Then you have codependency, a lack of appropriate bonding, right? We're not bonding to friendships or even romantic relationships appropriately, and inappropriate forms or misuse of love. Maybe falling hard really, really fast without discretion, kind of like anyone and everyone, no boundaries, and it's just full-fledged. A lot of people pleasing and being a yes person. These are all part of those signs of having an overactive chakra. The one thing about our heart chakra is you may find, honestly, we all have temporary blocks here, and these occur during times of grief and sadness, but it usually regulates as we process these deep, heavy emotions, right? So we have these big experiences, big changes in our life, loss, things like that. right? We have to go through a process of understanding and actually filtering our emotions and allowing them all their full expression. And most times this isn't happened in a day. Sometimes it takes us days, weeks, sometimes years. And as long as you are working towards it, then you are in a good place. But suppressing emotions is the key cause of a block in the heart chakra, which can shorten your overall lifespan and lead to severe illnesses. Again, that's why heart chakra is extremely powerful. It actually sends more information to our nervous system than our brain does. That's why you actually can physically feel heartbreak, because you're sending this communication to that nervous system, and you can feel it through your entire body. Well, then your brain picks up these messages and then tells you how to feel. So to change it, we need to go back to that heart center and begin to adjust these neural messages being sent to the brain. So creating a new baseline can send positive changes through your nervous system, thus changing the messages your brain is interpreting. Aligning your heart and brain creates a powerful guidance system, connecting you even to the metaphysical realm. Because as I mentioned before, this is our bridge. This is that place where we're able to connect to our soul selves. So we can bring ourselves to the center here. We can actually connect, not only being responsible for our emotions and start processing, but also receiving information and calming ourselves from our higher selves, the soul aspects, all right here, right in the center. So let's talk about some more of those healing tools that we can use to kind of help this heart chakra. So if you heard, when we went over what a blocked chakra sounds like, overactive, underactive, and maybe there's a couple of those things that you're like, ooh, I can feel that for me. I've got some blocks. Okay, well, and that's okay, because remember, awareness is step one. So let's talk about some of the things you can do to kind of feed that chakra and allow it its movement and give it its proper flow of energy. Like all before, wearing that color of the chakra is truly helpful, and it's doing it with intention. It's specifically picking out your outfit for the day. It is green or it's pink, and it's saying, I'm wearing this because I'm wearing this to open up my chakra, to bring more of that awareness into this heart space. And it's running green light. It's imagining and filtering in green light hitting that chest plate, right? Just feel it coming in. You can do that through meditation or just visualizing and seeing it spin in a healthy clockwise motion. You can even work with crystals. So crystals associated with the heart chakra is emerald, rose quartz, jade, green aventurine, kunzite. These are just a few of those that are associated there. There's many more, but here is a beginning list for anybody getting started. And so some other things, I always like to talk about the exercises. There's so many physical things that you can also do to kind of help with this. Again, yoga. Yoga is so good for our chakras. There are many, many, many specific yoga poses that help open up our chakras. And here for the heart chakra, you would do a lot of chest openers, eagle arms, camel pose, or just to name a few. But laughter. And they talk about laughter's the best medicine. It is definitely one for the heart chakra. The more you can put it yourself in just laughing, because it lightens up the energy. And then actually laughter, it also draws in love. And practicing gratitude. No matter what you're experiencing, it's going back and being thankful for even the basics. The fact that you woke up today, that you're breathing fresh air, and that you had a warm bed to sleep in. Gratitude. It changes the energy. Heart-centering meditations are fantastic here. Stay tuned. I'm going to have one for you as a bonus episode. And because the element for this chakra is air, working with this element is going to be very, very good on healing this heart, this chakra space. So using air, like going out and flying a kite, okay, driving with the windows down, sitting outside and listening to wind chimes or the leaves moving in the breeze. These are truly healing. And also, of course, I have to put this little plug in here. On this podcast, About Healing Podcast, in season 2, there's a couple of episodes too that can also help you in here, especially when you want to dig a little deeper. I have an episode on self-love. and also the forgiveness series. Again, if you're getting stuck in those, this is all associated with the heart chakra. So aromatherapy and essential oils, the ones associated with the heart is bergamot, jasmine, lavender, rose, geranium. And then you want to eat those natural, healthy green foods. So here we're talking about those leafy greens. It's a reminder to eat your leafy greens, right? Cucumbers, broccoli, green apples. And I actually wanted to start adding this, and I'm starting here at chakra 4. We'll have them all the way up, but there are herbal teas that are always really good. Let's talk about the herbs that are associated with this heart chakra. I'm a tea drinker, and so a daily herbal tea drinker. So for anybody else who's out there in that and wants to know some of these, some great ones for this heart chakra are rose, green tea, and hawthorn berry are very good for the heart chakra. So even if you can find a mix that has some of those ingredients in it, it would still be great because it's all about the intention. So you would drink it or eat these foods or ingest with intention. And a few affirmations, some that you can write down and put it on your nightstand to read in the morning or right before you go to bed, or put it on your mirror in the bathroom to remind yourself, or wherever you need to, in your car and your steering wheel. So you look at it every day. And some of these are, I find love wherever I go. I love myself unconditionally. I forgive myself and others. I am at peace. I am guided to empathy and compassion. Our heart-centered emotions can be a hard subject for some because in many families, beliefs, cultures, it has been taught to suppress such feelings, that it is not appropriate to show our feelings or that emotions are a sign of weakness. However, I am being guided to assure you that this is not the truth. Heart-based sensitivity is a superpower. Releasing and showing emotion is incredibly healing. I mean, haven't you ever felt better after a really good cry? You cry it out and you might be exhausted from it, but you just feel this sense of relief. This is because you expressed and released the energy and emotions that were building up inside that absolutely needed to come out. All of your emotions are valid. You are allowed and rightfully able to feel and express them. If you're angry, scream into a pillow or write it out in a journal. If you're sad, cry or talk to somebody who will listen. If you're grieving, allow yourself time and space to cycle your emotions. Let them out in healthy ways where you are not hurting anybody or yourself. Let's not forget, this heart space is also about love, right? Those emotions and love. Love is the highest frequency that exists ever. The more you open up and learn to love in difficult experiences, the more you begin to become aware that love is a state of being rather than just something you give and receive. It is a transformative medicine to healing and feeling joy. So as you work with this chakra, as you bring your awareness here, as you work on healing or expanding, make sure that you are being kind to yourself in that process. Love to you all, beautiful souls. With so much love and gratitude, I want to thank you for listening to this week's episode. My hope today is that the message continues to guide you along your path to healing. To learn more about me and my purposeful work, visit my website at abouthealingmedium.com. You can also follow About Healing Medium on Facebook and Instagram, where you can find the episode's healing guidance, quotes, tips, insights, and chances to win free stuff. To ask a question or to share comments, email me at abouthealingpodcast@gmail.com, or feel free to reach me on Facebook and Instagram at About Healing Medium. Until next time, be kind to yourself.